I'm Pule Mulabati for Stories Untold. Welcome to the show. This is indeed the home of good news. Music is known to be a universal language that cuts across any social bias and, of course, any language barriers. Today, we follow the story of TK, who's using music to advocate for people with disabilities. They're using music as a tool for social cohesion and, of course, to promote inclusion. Let's go straight into that story.
Baba guy ba libetseng batho ba neng ba ba thusa ke baba guy ba libetseng batswadi ba neng ba ba hodisa ke baba guy ba libetseng batswadi ba neng ba itjalla tjhelete ya ho qetela.
With the experience gained from his success in the music industry, TK saw an opportunity to start his own record label called Aphron. He then started to manage up-and-coming artists. That is how he later established a group for those who are living with disabilities.
Two guys that came to me to ask me to work with me because I already have establishment, the equipment and so forth. Now, these guys, when they approached me, they said that they want to work on production, and what they need from me is to do the recordings, and I can pay them a certain amount. But for my advantage, I saw this is an opportunity. This guy, if they work, we become partners, they will buy me out in future. It's where we establish a studio, our first studio. The studio that we established on the first year, because of experience and administration that I did acquire along the way, we managed to become, to move from a smaller studio to a better studio. It's where we started seeing that this thing, if you take serious, it can take you somewhere. Although there's obstacles, there were unemployment challenges, but we did manage to work and sign a few artists that we managed to establish by that time.
TK's star has risen and remained high over the past few years. The Setswana traditional music star did not feel his success was complete before lending a hand to the disabled music community.
My problem was when you attend the event in various places around South Africa, you could have not seen any artist with disability being given a platform. Now, to my case, it was that why there's only Steve Kekana and Babsim Langen in South Africa? Why we don't have a lot of artists? And this program I started maybe 10 years ago, but I could have not matched because even me, it was challenged to get most of them. Now, I was even if I go and ask in the radio station, do you have artists with disability? Do you have music with artists with disability? There were challenges. Reason being that, yes, there was artists that got talent, artists with disability, but the problem it was no one take care of recording them, no one take care of giving them, even our community arts centers, even our events in general. There were challenges where you could see an artist with disability.
Star FM station manager and longtime friend Hlanganani Malungene attributes TK's success to him being persistent and consistent, and it is only fitting that he passes the baton to others.
I've got more than 20 years knowing that TK, before he's doing what he was doing in that America, he was working at a furniture store and having a dream of promoting music. And you know, we always look at people and says unga chance, and that's how he was persistent and consistent in what he was doing until I saw him leaving his job and doing this thing of producing artists and committing into a music full time. Then I realized this man is having a bug. So we have known him a long time. I call him a hustler. He is definitely one.
Radio host and musician Portia Mochohwane, who is living with blindness, was given an opportunity to shine after attempting to break into the music industry multiple times.
Ntate TK ne ntse ke mo tseba but ke soka ke kopana le ene face to face. ke ntse ke mutlwa fela mo di radio, TV, mo bo di Facebook. So then my first album, Haya Bereke, didn't work for me. So I kaya sebetsa ka 2020. Ntate TK a bua le nna a mpolella hore no hona le project e ke batlang ho etsa. But then azange mfa the details hore what's going to happen, project ke mabapi le eng. So challenges tsene ke na le tsone ko hore ne ke sa hlahelle ko batho music wa ka no sena motho a o tsebang. So le di CD, I think ke rekisitse CD tse 20 fela, and then ke a dula ho sa hlola nna le ntho ke etsa.
Rapper and music producer Thabo Martias Mutibe, aka T-Bone, shares with us how thrilled and excited he is to work with TK, as this opportunity will take them far as people living with disabilities.
Not someone from Makasi send it a message. I think it was message Angela TK apply. Usually about the artist, like disability artists, then I applied for them. Then I'm on phone then I'm on Chela, then we need to work because of we wanna help people with disability and stuff like that. So I'm Chela, I've been doing this for a long time. Yeah, I can't say no to that. I think honestly, I never met someone like him. I've been met a lot of people, I mean, Mostrading, Bampelo, and stuff like that. And then again, the first one from afar, like when I go to them, flex up to here, and it like it like each and every time when he calls because of Gaiti, Spanish sharp, Spanish sharp alone, and I get somewhere, then go is one thing, like, dry is nothing there.
Recording gospel artist and vocal coach Vuisile Peteni collaborated with TK to give free vocal lessons to the likes of Portia and other members within the group.
My role in this project is to coach them vocally. They are used to singing songs without backings. Now they can lead the song and their backings who can assist them to the song Ibemandi. Now we are assisting them in leading songs, coaching them in terms of projecting, in terms of the beat, because now so that when they lead the song, or he or she lead the song, I lead the song with an understanding this is the beat, and kuna abantu back up and then funeke ba landele njani. Secondly, just giving the confidence in them, because basibona engathi bona engobani emphakathini, and then at least you give them that courage ukuthi you are important. Some of them, they have very powerful talent. Now, batinga nje ucoach you would know you're important. If obo paps mlangeni obo stifikekani, they did it. Why can't you do it?
Welcome to Stories Untold. Today we are giving you the most artistic edition of the show as we share the story of TK. Now, art is known to be very subjective, but if you don't believe in yourself and your talent, one way or the other, you might find that you feel discouraged and you might want to give up. So what did TK do in order to stay consistent in the game? Let's follow his story.
Multi-award winner and renowned musician and producer Thabo Nzipe, also known as TK, was born in the Free State in the inner parts of Welkom. Growing up, TK was a very curious child and his interest in music started at a very young age, which was influenced by his uncle.
When I grew up, I was a person that was involved with so many things. And everything. Because I remember in school I used to do the athletics. I used to run go school and I quit the athletics because ke problem ya eyesight by its alkaline. But at the longer stage when you become to that level, I've got an interest in music, whereby I started to influenced by upbringing, whereby my uncle used to have a car that got a bigger sound in those 90s. Now that was influencing me also because we used to know different new records. We used to know the new release by that time when they were cassettes. Now the interest of music, I became there because my uncle used to like best sounds because he used to buy music. He used to have a lot of things that what influenced me. But the background of the place that I grew up, there were not that much opportunities, whereby you'll just know that there were one or few bands in that place, whereby I could have not joined them. But the interest became when you grow and start to establish myself. It's when I have an interest in music.
By simply being patient and resilient from a young age, TK's love for music saw him working with big names and being exposed to the other side of the music industry.
In those old days, in the first forward in the Free State place called Welcome, it's where I spend most of the time in music. The people that I grew up also was involved in music. We end up having interest in music. But what was the most important by that time, it was there was nothing that we were doing, and this interest became when we were at school, start to establish the composition and other part. It's where I started a group with my friend Sampi and the other guy called Mzoba. We started a small group, but we didn't know about other things, that the music, you need to join companies and stuff. And for myself, I started to research more about the music. And that thing took me to another level because I used to know each and every record company, each and every record rep. And unfortunately, the bigger opportunity was when I relocated with my uncle in Johannesburg, in Rosettenville. Now it gave me an opportunity to go each and every studio, to know every production company that was based in Johannesburg. Because of the interest, I used to every day move from Rosettenville, walking to Melville, Auckland Park. Also, I used to know each and every street in Johannesburg. It's where I started hustling because of that interest and love of the music.
Being in the music industry has its own challenges and can be daunting at times. Luckily, TK has a good support structure from his wife, Maki Zanazo, who is also into arts and music.
I met from 2010 maybe. Mara ke monana from a distance. Since I did music, I banana studio sabone, Nike look grouping ntse ke tsena le no. So imititse antsa ya go groupung le gona if re batla recorder as a choir re khona go studio sa bone ga go recorder ko. So ke the way ke mititseng ka teng. Then na lena go simolotse go ratana maybe ka 2014 e le go boma 2013 ne ntse nsokodisa mare ke be mo fa chance 2014. So since 2014 re ratana ga ne ntse le motho wa music since ke meeting tiza rata batho rata mmereko wa gagwe no tsa dilo tsa re serious. And then ha le ko mmereko wa gagwe ga ngata ke rata go mo disturb a ka ya ko studio ke dula mo tlung so that is nna gore ka go mo disturb a dile le batho ba gagwe fetse ke be setse dilo tse ba di tlhokang mara ke dule mo tlung because o rata go concentrate thata ko music go mmereko wa gagwe too much.
TK got to taste the fruits of his labor at a later stage and collecting multiple awards through his music. He explains that back then, most musicians were not celebrated.
That time, it was very tough. There were not a lot of awards because it was back. Artists were not celebrated by that time. There were, I think, summers were at summer 3 or summer 2 by that time. Now, we could have not achieved or win any achievement by that time, but we managed to get airplay to. That time there were Radio Sesotho. Yeah, they used to play our music. We did get some bookings, which is we try to understand. And also, one of my achievements is when I go on solo. I was selected because I did done some Kwaito songs in the freestyle. I was selected to perform and open for Uzola for the first time when he comes with first album. Mkwembe. It's where we get an opportunity to open for a big, by that time, big acts. It's whereby you started seeing yourself going somewhere. When we were 16 and released the album, my mother could not approve the singing part because she was much focused that, hey, you need to focus on better things, not this one. Now what happened it was in December, there was a program at SABC that were airplayed, but it was towards the 25th of December. And that day it was the first time that our music video played at, it used to call Izodumo. Now when the Izodumo played, I make sure that day my mother be part of one of the people that watch that program, and he calls his friends, they watch the Izodumo. It was about 6:30, and from there he started supporting me because I remember when even I established a recording studio, he bought me a keyboard because I used to, by that time I was starting managing people and started getting gigs and started make sure that this thing, I make sure that I push the part of the music industry.
And we continue with Stories Untold. We are almost at the end of the show. We still have a couple more minutes to spare, so don't go anywhere. We do, however, at this point in time, encourage you to submit your stories at this particular email address below, as well as on our social media platforms, Facebook, as well as on Twitter. We would like to give you an opportunity to share your success stories because we are all about giving Africans with extraordinary tales an opportunity right here on Stories Untold, just like TK today. Let's go and follow his story.
I'm known today because of TK Nzebe. I didn't think that one day I'll be this Vuisile Peteni who are known everywhere. Now, if he did it, I believe he can still do it.
Do di mo tsamela do ba batlang go tsamaya ka teng di mo blessing mo nthong ya batlang go dira in anything to ba batlang go dira I itlhale ntho ba batlang go tlhamo mama ke ntho e batlang go tshela ngwana le mo groupung ya ona ke batla go shoot ke pull up re together ba re the excuse ke span full time because of ntho e etsang o etsetsa ona go ka mo re bona re ka etsang matshelo ona so tshwana ntho e batla go tshela and I am a level hard like I want to like it's like I like I never met a person like him like before.
Ke batla go bona ntate TK ele yena managera wa rona gore ele yena a publisher music wa rona ele our publisher gore ele yena o tshwereng this project ene ke rata go bona a like project ya rona man e godile o kila bona so ke rata go bona gape a tsweletse pele a ntsa re tshegetsa like a ntsa re tshegetsa nou yana go ska gwa nna le nix e mo changchang a ska fela pelo because I think up to so far wa re tlhaloganya
go rata go thusa batho nkare a ka kry-a supporto ko monyako o mongwe le mongwe a kokotang ko gone a kopela batho ba gage ba disability thusonyana nkare ba ka mo utlwa because of go na ne nako nngwe a tsena mo tlong a tlo go tsaya tšhelete mo tlong a ba thusa ka lerato lea and a gone go nka gana because ka itse gore o tlo go thusa batho ba le gore ba kry-e ntho ba e batlang at the end of the day. So ke ne ke rata gore ke mo eletsela gore ha ka achieve sengwe le sengwe sa batlang go sa achieve kwa go kwatang teng gongwe le gongwe hela kwa ka kopang thuso teng whether ke municipality or ke kae ba mo thuse ka pelo tse di phuthulogile because o thusa batho ba ka dipelo tse di phuthulogile and we tima dilo tse di ngata sometimes because of batho ba gage.
Then to TK, a brother and a friend, I keep on keeping on. The sky is the limit. I know for sure that he's going to definitely make it because he never gives up. There are a lot of negative things that were said to him. There are a lot of things that he will never make it. Same, these are the processes that we always go through. So he has passed the test. It's time for him to get his flowers.
In order to get this artist, it's very difficult. People, they know about it. But to me, what I used to do, I come to a community and ask if you have any a person with disability. I'll go and visit to that family. And when I visit that family, I will obviously they know each other. They've got their groups. They know one another within that community. Now I'll go there and get to check what a person can do and where can we assist as an organization. It's how did I establish the group where I managed to develop this artist, because most of them were musicians and few that they are doing poetry and one play a keyboard. But there are a lot of them, but we hided them in our communities.
And just like that, we've reached the end of our show today. We do encourage you to do the good that you do in the corner of your world, because it takes one person to make a change. Then that has a ripple effect. Who knows, we might be able to see the Africa that we all wish for. And just like that, ladies and gentlemen, happy Africa Month from myself, Pule Molobati, and the rest of the team.